your fault that this addiction belongs to me. All right?
The sand runs in your veins, Ron. There's no way to get it out. Ask anybody that goes to Glamis.
It's an addiction.
It starts running through. I've tried a million times.
I think a drug addiction would have been cheaper, though.
It probably would have.
That the famous Sandblast Xtreme actually does my car, because I'm not spray painting it this time.
This is the 3rd time. No, wait.
This will be the 4th time I think you've done it.
No, we're going with 3. There's no way I did this 4 times, because then I'd have to charge him 4 times the amount.
4 times the amount.
But once Ron powder coats it, that's it. Timmy ain't sandblasting this ever again. I got a video of Steve right here for 9 hours in the heat.
With the torch?
With the torch.
I remember the video on that. Because he was powder coated.
It was powder coated. Once it's powder coated, we're not sandblasting this thing because it's just too hard to get off. You got to torch it and then it all comes off. Yeah, let's get this thing untied and we'll get it flying up in the air right here as soon as the sprinklers are done.
But yeah, for the camera, this is a 2001 Tatum Sand Demon. Heavily molested.
This is Ron right here.
That's me.
I'll tell you about Ron in a minute. Get this thing untied, Ron. I got to get a water. You need a water?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Is it raining?
It is in there.
Okay, am I backing under that?
No.
Okay.
As soon as the water stops, you are.
Okay.
He turns the water on to keep the dust down when he sandblasts.
That's how I keep a little bit of the dust down, and it's actually nice and cool in there.
Let me check. Let me test that.
Just stand right in the middle of it, and you don't get too wet.
Yeah, that's actually not bad, other than the fact that I can't see through my glasses anymore.
Yeah,
that's
I was
true.
gonna say.
This is actually pretty nice.
Here we are. Sandblast Xtreme.
How long we've been friends, man?
A long time.
Went to school together.
Our kids played at the play center together.
Our kids actually didn't go to school together. They were homeschooled through the same homeschooling.
They went to the same homeschool together. We all went through college.
This is nice. This is what you need to do before you sandblast.
This is nice. I like this. I haven't got to play in the water in so long.
This is how you know if your paint's coming off and how expensive. Everybody says, how much is it going to cost, Tim? And Tim goes like this. See that? Metal. Metal. One shot. Metal. Metal. And that's with quick. Metal. Even that. Right to the metal. If it don't go right to the metal, it's going to take some blasting.
Keep going. You can save sand.
Yeah. Well, look, Ron, you could have done most of this thing yourself. Ron's going, dude, you're scratching on my frame.
That's going to show up in the powder.
Don't worry. When I blast this, you won't even be able to tell where the old metal was and the new metal. That's how sweet this thing is going to look when we're done.
That right there, those 4 little posts sticking up, that is a very, very expensive conversion. That is a Suspensions Unlimited S4 shifter base mount.
Okay.
Because this is no longer going to have a 2D in it. It's going to have an S4S in it. Brand new S4S 2023. I'm building it with Weddle parts myself.
Well, I'm sure some of you out there know what those things mean, but Tim doesn't because he doesn't have a sand rail. Actually, I do, Ron. There's my first sand rail right over there.
That's what mine looked like last year.
That's gonna be my first giveaway. I'm covering this serial number because Ron keeps complaining, and I don't like complaints, that I hit it last time.
Yeah, it was.
And I know that I didn't charge him for this little piece right here.
Yeah, he didn't.
So
no, he deducted it.
If I did hit this, it was free. All right, let's move it in place and get the blast.
like you. time to flip it over.
Grab that tractor. What do you think, Ron? Has your car ever been on its side?
Yes. You don't remember that post I did at the shop a couple years ago?
No.
So before I brought it to you for the last Sandblast,
Right.
I did one of those posts I've always wanted to do. And I captioned it, I finally rolled my Tatum.
Okay.
And I had it upside down in front of the shop when I was doing a bunch of welding.
I think I've seen it upside down.
And then you and Landon picked it up on a trailer. He was learning to drive trailers back then.
Yep.
A couple years ago. And you picked it up from my shop and you brought it here, blasted it, and brought it back to me. But yes, it was upside down then.
Because they all go upside down here, even the brand new race trucks. Justin Laughlin's brand new four-wheel drive truck was upside down at my house first. All right, let's knock this out. Be able just to do it manually. If it starts to go, let it go. Don't break your back. I put this by myself in the shop. Hey, let me see if I can curl it. Come on. 4 more reps. 5, 6, pretty light. But this is much easier than a install truck. Wait, dead center. Right there. Hold that thought. Can you hold it up? I want to put a block of wood. There, go. I didn't want it to rust. All right, light.
There goes the wheels.
There she is. Back her under, Bob. That about where she was? Yeah. I don't think they did it so much lower. Do I want to go a little further back, or is that good? Yeah, we're fine right there. Let me get it up.
Your fault. This addiction belongs to me. All right.
The sand runs in your veins, Ron. There's no way to get it out. Ask anybody that goes to Glamis.
It's an
Once
addiction.
it
that's
starts
insane.
running through. I've tried 1,000,000 times.
I think a drug addiction would have been cheaper though.
It probably would have.
No. And your health
Well, you would have
be-
died earlier. So you would have saved a ton of money. You would have saved 10% on your life because you would have died 10% early.
That's probably true.
Hang on, I remember sitting at the picnic benches during our homeschool playtime, where our unsocialized homeschool kids got socialized.
Anybody that's ever met our kids knows ain't nothing antisocial about our kids.
That's right.
And you told me you were never going to Glamis.
Because I didn't. So my best friend Skip, I called him Tyler most of the time, but Tyler has had so many friends that have lost their lives in Glamis. He talked me out of it for all the years. And then you invited me, and Dave Van Helsen invited me, and Justin and I loaded 2 quads in the back of the pickup truck and headed out to Glamis 8 years ago.
And it was over.
And it's your fault that I'm addicted to this now, because I sold all the quads after that first trip, which was funny. If you want a little funny backstory, so I'm on, we had some nice quads too. I'm on this really bitchin' stroked out LTZ 400. You would think I knew what I was doing, right?
You would think.
I get out into the medium dunes. Never been to Glamis in my life. I rock crawled on my quad. I was a hard pack guy. Get out there in the sand, and I literally went over a razorback, thought I was gonna die, got off my quad, took my helmet off, put it in the sand, and started walking away. And I think it was Al Bronco in the group, looked at me and he goes, "What's the matter?" I go, "Dude, I quit. I'm either gonna have a stroke or a heart attack. I can't ride in this." And he goes, "Oh, that's fine." He goes, "But where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm going back to camp. Somebody else can ride my bike back." And I loved it because I wasn't even thinking that far ahead. And he goes, "Do you notice everybody else out here is on quads? Who's going to ride your bike back?" He's like,
"Right.
We'll find a way to get you back without going over the sharp stuff." And it was like, as soon as I got back home, I told one of the guys in the group, actually Dave Van Helsen, I believe it was, him and Mike McMullen, who are 2 of my mentors, right? And I told both of them, I said, I want to sell all my quads, all 5 of them, and I want to buy a sand rail. I was looking for like a Chenwa. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but you know, old Volkswagen car, because I figured I could sell all the quads for about 10 grand. Martin had this thing sitting in his garage, completely together, but it wouldn't run.
And
he
rusty as could be.
And rusty as could be, because there was no paint on it. And
like now.
He went out and he bought, I think it was a Can-Am X3, right? Or,
no, he bought a
Razor. He bought a Razor.
Yep.
And so he needed space in his garage. told me he wanted 11 grand for this car. All the spares, everything. It had a Cadillac North Star in the back at the time, Mendeola 2D. And
Heavy.
you know, our group has been so blessed to me, because even Mike McMullen, I sold all the quads in 4 days, and I came up with 10 grand. And Martin would not come down to 10 grand. He said 11 grand, and he goes, if I get it running, it's a Tatum. He's like, the price is gonna go up. And I go, I get it. So it was, Mike McMullen came over and handed me an envelope in the middle of the day. You know how Mike is. I mean, just give you the shirt off his back. Yep. He said, here's a grand, go get your car, you pay me back when you get a chance.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, super nice deal. I called Martin, told him I had his 11,000. He delivered the car to my shop. That was almost 8 years ago. And then I immediately tore it down like this. You did the first sandblast on it. I did. I painted it cobalt blue with a rattle can, and then we were pretty much tearing it down almost every other year.
This is the last time.
Yeah.
So we're done here.
Right now, Ron, which is me, with Sand Car Services, and Tim, Sandblast Xtreme RV.
He'll tell you how to find him.
We need to, yes. So you can find me at sandcarservices.com is my website. My YouTube channel is under Sandcar Services, and my IG and Facebook, actually IG is Sandcar Services with underscores between all 3 words. Unfortunately, Facebook, I'm private account, so you can't really follow me unless you ask to follow me.
Okay.
This is going from here straight to Concept Powder Coating to Justin for powder coating, and so we'll find a way to get him tagged into this. And all the framework, I want to give a big shout out to Troy up at Unlimited Fabrication in Cherry Valley, up in the Beaumont area. He did a lot, saved my butt with an awful lot of the fab on this car. So without Tim, I would probably be having, not to say that their Sandblast people won't do a good job, but Tim does awesome work, and it's the reason why I always have him do this. Yeah. So we'll leave that on there so that they know where my VIN plate is.
Yep, that way they know where it's at.
That's one of the other cool things, is just having a VIN plate, because people don't understand in Glamis, if you get pulled over by the Rangers and you don't have a VIN plate, it doesn't end well.
No, it's just a hassle.
And make sure you have a whip.
That's true.
Hopefully more than 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
Or not just, you know, stuck in your speaker.
Yeah, you remember that, do you?
I do.
People have been hassling me on the picture I've done of the mock-up wing, the speaker box with the wrap.
Right.
They go, how come the woofers don't even match?
Right.
Well, it's because my doggone whip broke off and went through one of the woofers, and they don't make that one anymore.
It was perfect size.
It was perfect. It's 4 feet from that bar to my woofer, because
you're the only guy.
So what whips are you running now, Ron?
The same whips that went through the woofer, because he's the only guy. So Rhino Lights LLC is the company that's going back on the car. Nobody has been able to make a whip last, or let me rephrase that. Nobody has been able to make a color changing RGB whip that has made it on my car more than 6 trips consecutively. The only whips that lasted on my car was 2022. Because I didn't send my Rhinos back for warranty, I ran a company called Quick Whips. They lasted the entire season. The downfall to them is that they're not what I want on the car. They're not RGB. They're basically like a lightsaber. So there's no LEDs in the whip. They run a fiber optic through a clear tube, and they have one bright blue light, was the color I chose, that would shoot up. Well, the thing that I like about the Rhino whips, and the reason why they're going to be back on my car, is because he's one of the only guys, he's the only guy I found so far, that his whips will go red and pulsate red when, I think 5 times, and then they go solid red when you step on your brake. Now, a lot of the other companies have that, but what a lot of the other companies don't have is they don't have the reverse function that lights everything up bright white.
Wow.
So both of my whips will light camp up when I go into reverse.
Nice.
And that's why you notice how I did that? That's not going to be reverse anymore. Now it's going to be.
Oh, you're going to have to relearn that instinct.
Yeah. So one of the other companies that I use a lot is Cameron up at MWhips. And MWhips is up on the hill above me. He makes a really good product also. He's working on the backup light function. Cameron and I are friends, and we've talked about it. Now, he's got whips that are designed for my car. But on the top of these shock towers, There are going to be MWhips on here along with my Rhinos.
Are you gonna put those little short?
The little shorties, yes, because he found a way to be able to take the brake light function and tell it to command the white ones on. So we're going to try to program it when we put them on so that when I go into reverse, those will go white. And if that's the case, then I'll probably be running his 4-foot whips too, because he has all the other stuff. So it's just kind of both of the whip manufacturers I like.
Whips is a tough game, man. There's a lot of whips out there.
Yeah.
Landon's got 5150s. I run the MWhips. I love my MWhips. I'm not hard on them. I don't drive insanely. I don't go under trees. They're not designed to flex. They're designed to stay straight.
Yeah.
Cameron will tell you, you know, but they're super bright. That's one thing I like about them.
Yeah.
I run my MWhips and I leave them on in the daytime.
Yeah.
Because they're bright in the daytime and I love the way they look. So.
Yeah, and he made me a set of the what are the new ones called now? They're X series. The X series.
Okay, that's what I have.
They're not color changing, but they are.
No, I have solid color. That's all I want.
And I have Cameron made me 3 sets of whips for this car that are all different, just because we do call this car the whippersnapper. We call it that for a reason.
It is. It's a whippersnapper.
But Cameron, what's cool about him is he's so close. If I break a whip, I don't have to worry about doing these long distance warranties and stuff.
But don't you have some? You sell those, don't you?
Yes, I'm actually a distributor for MWhips. Yeah.
I got a little promo code if you guys want 5% off. Cameron is my first promo code on my YouTube channel.
Really? That's cool.
I'm very proud of him.
He's a super nice guy.
And I told him, dude, I just like his family. He's a great family guy. I just love the whole business aspect of MWhips is what I like. Yeah. And that means a lot to me when I buy somebody's products. I just bought a camp locator from him. Yep. One of the things for your trailer.
For the trailer.
And then I just bought a couple of his pods.
Now, out of curiosity, because I haven't looked into his camp locators yet, is his camp locators X series style where they're super bright, or are they what'd you get?
They are. I haven't turned them on yet.
Oh, okay.
I got to do a video.
Can you imagine
on that,
an
so
X
we'll get
series?
back to you on that.
Can you imagine an X series in white at the top of a pole? It would light up the entire Wash 6.
The camp locator is made out of a piece of carbon fiber hollow tubing.
Really? Okay.
So this thing is so lightweight. When you put it on top of your 30-foot flagpole and it's blowing in the breeze, it's not like a big heavy LED whip that does that. It's super lightweight. He was showing me this rod that he makes them out of. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, super nice guy.
So I bought one of those from him.
He's got multiple backup whips for me. And what's cool, another thing that's cool, I know we got off of talking about Josh with Rhino and went into talking about the MWhips, but Cameron at MWhips has it set up where if you have a color changing whip, the connector, he has a jumper. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'll say it for your followers. He has a jumper that's about 6 inches long that will connect to the wire that goes to the color changing whip. And if you put one of his solid lights on, like an X series, it converts it automatically power wise, so you don't have to change the wire.
Really?
It's just a little electric jumper. Okay. So I've got multiple. That's how I'm able to put those on my quads when I go to the racetrack or go to Glamis, and then run them on the car in place of the color changing, is because of that little jumper that he's got. So that's kind of cool. Blue, when one.
This is a spot.
You're fired.
Oh my gosh, this is a lot of angles. This guy's got a lot of tabs.
Yeah, this car is nothing but tabs.
It ain't perfect.
All right. Let me get up with Justin before
get out of here.
4 o'clock. We gotta go.
Ron's leaving. All right, guys. All right, that was it. We got that rail done for Ron. We had a lot of fun. We got really dirty and dusty. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And we're gonna do a little more of what I do in some of these videos. I hope you guys enjoy it.
I've been running like a herd.
We'll see you, Ron. Drive safe. Yep, we're gonna show you a little more of what we do. Because I don't just do YouTube. I don't just go to Glamis. I have to make a living too. I do those because I love doing them, and I'll do those forever. But I do other sandblasting. Thanks for watching, and that's a wrap.